The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that dog is for sale. I must take a trip to California and leave my poor sweetheart alone. If he has a dog, he won't be lonesome, and the doggy will have a good home. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that dog is for sale. I read in the papers there are robbers with flashlights that
Enough of that.
shine
Hello,
in the
everyone, and welcome to another
dark.
Fowl Original with me, Fowl
If
Original, here on
he
Fowl
has
Original
a
News Round.
doggy
Hello,
to
Diaz.
protect
Yeah,
him,
indeed. What the hell?
he'll
It
send
is
them
the
away with
4th of
no
December. 4th of December 2018. It is
money.
10:38 in the evening, and that was How Much Is That Doggy in the Window? I was trying to find something else by Patty Page. I'll have to make sure I get that ready for another show. But yes, welcome to News Round with just this news. What the hell? £40? 40 goddamn matches, alright, thank you. £40. Odeon, £40 cinema tickets defended, our top story. But first, if you want to help support the channel, you know what you got to do. All you got to do is go to the following website. Go to the following website, which is fowloriginal.clockwise. Fowloriginal.com. When you go to fowloriginal.com, you'll see my big old bird face. See my big old bird face, you can go ahead and click support the channel. When you click support the channel, it'll take you down to two options. There's click donate via PayPal and come on Patreon. If you click the donate button, the yellow button, it'll take you through to PayPal donation page. It comes up. You can go ahead and say, give me $5 and say it with me, everyone. Make this a monthly donation to help support my content on the regs, Fowl Originals Newsround, Fowl Original Wrestling, all the other bits and bobs that I do on the internet. And also, if you want to do one off, let me know who you are. I am that doggy in the window. Thanks, doggy. I like it your style. Human style. Human style. But yes, aghast. I am aghast. Um, hey there, Ronlo. How you doing? No, Niv, I don't claim JSA. I have a job. A real job. But anyway, this is our top story for today, which is I thought it was a really good story. I was going to talk about something else, but I'll be talking about that on Thursday. We are not doing a show tomorrow because my virtual reality headset turns up tomorrow, and I am going to be doing the weekly wrestling recap and then trying out the goddamn VR headset. And I'll be posting some stuff. Hopefully, I'll have some captured stuff that I can have for you for Thursday. But yes, this story is criticism over prices it's charging in Leicester Square. A newly refurbished Odeon Leicester Square is charging for seats at its new high-tech cinema in London. Tickets will cost up to £40. I love it when it's a UK story. So it's £40 or $51. It told the BBC the prices were similar to tickets for theatre or live sports. The newly refurbished Odeon Leicester Square will reopen later this month, showing Mary Poppins Returns. It has had a multi-million-pound facelift in partnership with Dolby, which is providing cutting-edge audio-visual technology. With tickets starting at just £10 for every show, it offers fantastic value compared to tickets for other popular destinations like the theatre, concerts, or live sports. Price choices vary and flex depending on a number of factors, including seat type and location in the auditorium, what we're showing, time of day, and the number of people booking at one time. First week of the biggest film of the year during the festive season is obviously peak, and guests can expect prices will flex. Will 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 flex throughout the year. um, and cinema goers are less than impressed and may take to Twitter to express anger over inflated prices. So this is the chart. This is how I want to talk about it. So if you sit here, yeah, in these seats here, um, let's open the image. But you sit in those seats there, as Mary Poppins Returns. It's £40.75 for sitting there, which is like front row, god damn it. What are you sitting in the front row for? That's stupid. But anyway, $35.75 for if you sit in like these purple seats. It's $30.75 if you sit in the light blue, and it's $25.75 if you sit where you can't see anything. If you sit there, 25. Okay, that is like going to be like peak time. Yeah, that is quite expensive. Since this tweet has gathered some traction, here are a few footnotes. Yes, this is for an evening weekend screening, most likely including Odeon's blockbuster surcharge. Mornings are cheaper, and 10 a.m. weekday screenings are far less absurdly priced. Yes, these are the luxury recliners that make up the entirety of the stalls and Royal Circle. Regular Circle seats are less expensive, with the nosebleed seats being $10.75 at all performances. So these are the luxury recliners. So these are all recliners. But even at these seats, we can't see anything. Bloody hell. Who do they think we are? Greta Garbo. Greta Garbo. I would pay £80. You link your girls there. Look, there's no schools around there near us. But anyway, £40. I wanted to quickly, briefly weigh in on this. Now, you can see that the £40 tickets are. Oh, sorry. Let's finish the article first. There is more to this article. I do apologise. The Central London Cinemas had an 11-month refurbishment and promises to offer fans the ultimate cinema experience, which includes enhanced vision via laser projection and immersive audio provided by Dolby's Atmos technology. So you know you got your tech there. And alongside the 800-seat cinema, there are 4 further smaller screens. According to market research firm Statista, the average price of a cinema ticket in the UK in 2017 was £7.49. Pretty cheap. Pretty cheap. Oh look, they're talking about Tumblr as well, abandoning the marginalised. But yes, I wanted to very briefly say that yes, it is a very high price, but when you think about it, you're paying, as they said, for that experience. It seems as if cinema, like I have a cinema pass, I don't go to the cinema. I need to go see a film. I need to go see Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet flicks. But I look at this story in particular as just a cost of living increase. It's so easy to just download a film that you want, so easy to just like stream a film that you want, that getting people back into the cinema is a very hard deal right now. And I can see how they're having to charge a lot more than they probably want to, but that's just part of the game. And I can see how it's being defended, because what they're saying is you've taken a very specific screening and put everything to that. But the people that will pay £40 for those seats will also spend about 80 quid at the concession stand. So they make their monies. They make all their monies. Our second story of today, as I said, I'm trying to keep this wrapped up now in a little bow. Our second story today is this story, which I felt quite interesting. Halt Brexit by revoking Article 50. What? So apparently, this story is here. I was going to talk about Article 13 actually, but I figured that this story would be a bit more juicy, and we'll have some. I'm going to do a little bit of a talk about Article 13 because it will directly affect this whole channel and all channels on YouTube. But for those of you that don't know, we've been talking about Brexit a lot, yeah, and Brexit is happening. Or is it? So for Brexit to happen, Article 50 had to be triggered, which is the UK basically going, we don't like you anymore, Europe. We're having a divorce. And then we were going to divorce from the rest of the EU and Europe. But yeah, apparently I thought it was no takesies backsies, but there's backsies. There's a backsies involved. You can basically go, nah, didn't mean that. Let's look at that in a more like cogent way than just my very editorialized way. Teresa is hot on the ass. Brexit newsletters. UK can unilaterally revoke Article 50 and reverse Brexit, top EU law officer says. Am I even showing the article? No, I'm not. Here's the article. Dum dum dum. It's all black screen. Look, 19,198 shares, raising the Evening Standard. This is from the Evening Standard. And there's Jeremy Corbyn. Then the UK can halt Brexit by unilaterally revoking Article 50, a senior EU law officer has said. An advocate general from the European Court of Justice, who are a court who bind our courts at the moment still for EU law, has published its legal, his legal opinion on the case brought by a cross-party group of Scottish politicians ahead of judgment by the court at a later date. Manuel Campos Sanchez Bordana's written opinion is an independent legal solution to the question of whether an EU member state, such as the UK, can decide on its own to revoke the Article 50 withdrawal process, or whether the agreement of the 27 other member states would be required. The opinion, which is not binding on a court, comes just a week after the case was heard at the ECJ following a referral from Scotland's highest civil court of the Court of Session. A statement from the ECJ said, in answer to the question from the Scottish court, the Advocate General proposes that the Court of Justice should, in its future judgment, declare that Article 50 TEU allows the unilateral revocation of the notification of the intention to withdraw from the EU until such time as withdrawal agreement is formally concluded, provided that the revocation has been decided upon in accordance with the member state's constitutional requirements, is formally notified to the European Council and does not involve an abusive practice, which, summarized, very, very quickly means that yes, we can, if there was a referendum that was triggered that asked, do we still want to do it, like the kind of final answer, this is the ultimate who wants to be a millionaire question. And it's like, okay, we understand that it was very close last time, so do you want another shot? And then we'll take it this time, and then they can revoke it. But what will make me laugh is, I guess, if you have a referendum and they revoke it, wouldn't it be like best out of three? Like, upon the next government, it's best out of three. But we've shown our intention to leave now, so it's going to be a bit weird, isn't it? Like, if you kind of revoke it. But that's what Jeremy Corbyn and the Labour Party are trying to figure out how to do. So let's continue to read this article, because as I said, it's interesting. It's interesting. Those who brought the case argue unilateral revocation is possible and believe it could pave the way for an alternative option to Brexit, such as a people's vote to enable remaining in the EU. See, takes these backseats. Legal representatives for the UK government believe the case is inadmissible as it deals with a hypothetical situation, since the government's policy is not to revoke Article 50. Lawyers representing the Council of the European Union and from the European Commission have argued that revocation is possible but would require unanimous agreement from all member states. So that's the other option, is everyone else goes, all right, we know you're stupid, but you're back. We'll take you back, your family. The case was brought forward in February by a group of Scottish politicians, Labour MEPs, MEP of the Social Nationalist Party, and Green MSPs, and lawyer Julian Morgan QC, director of the Good Law Project. Now remember that it's not that I don't believe that it's actually been formally ratified yet, so there's still time. The request for the Court of Session to refer the question of whether Article 50 can be unilaterally revoked to the ECJ was initially refused, but before that ruling was overturned on appeal. And then two attempts at the hearing last week, Aidan O'Neill QC, representing the politicians brought the case, said they need to know all their options on Brexit, including whether the UK can unilaterally halt the process ahead of critical votes on the withdrawal agreement. And this is hypothetical validity challenge, and it's been created apparently the QC that represents the UK government, and it's being used as political ammunition to be used in and to pressure the UK government Parliament. And that it could lead to a unilateral withdrawal from Brexit, could lead to disaster, and the main victim could be the European project altogether, and that Article 50 is not ambiguous. The prerogative of acting alone will have been exhausted by putting the notification letter on the Council's table. And still ongoing. People still trying to get out the Brexits. I mean, and Clockweight. And people still trying to get out of the Brexit. I don't know why people are trying to get out of the Brexit. It's over. I think it's over. I think we have very much made this true now. This is it. This is over. There is no spoon. And there is no Europe. And that's just something we're going to have to live with. Something we'll have to live with. Now, before we move into our next segment, which you may or may not know, I'll show you in a second. I would like to very quickly say, I hope that you like the new things that you're going to be seeing this evening, especially you, Niaz. I hope you like it. And Ron, if you like it as well, let me know in the comments. I'd like to know. So anyway, On that note, let's take it to my favourite segment. Y'all know what it. Y'all know what it is. Oh yeah, we know what it is. Welcome to Metro Moments here with me, Fowl Original, and Fowl Original's Newsman. I should have switched my mic off there. Might have been a bit noisy when I was drinking that water. Welcome to Metro Moments, where I read a copy of the Metro, and it's a moment in time. Because as it Metro, I love Metro. We all know we love the Metro. Now, a lot of stories in today's Metro. Top story from the front is Michelle Obama talking about feeling like an imposter, and her story was very touching to me today. Touching to me. Now, Michelle Obama is great lady, first black lady of America, and she wore it well. There is an article here. Obviously, this is the Metro, so today seems to be one of the scary Metro days, and they're talking about a paedophile ring in government, and they've been able to name that person now. Don't want to show that person again because that's not really fair. If he's gone through such a horrific issue and incident, then slapping his face, page 2 of the Metro. Wouldn't want to open that. Like, imagine if you worked at a school, like, hey sir, found you in the Metro. Oh, kids. We had a lot of talk about like the ongoing Brexit stupidity, and there was a few articles in here where I didn't realise, but Tony bloody Blair was on Good Morning Britain yesterday. Yeah, that's crazy. Crazy. I forget sometimes that prime ministers become like celebrities in their own right at some point, and then they just do whatever they want. We've also got this story, which is utterly sickening. Yeah, and I want to just because it's not really a Metro, but like, oh my god, like the Metro. Reading this on the way to work today. Midwife's killer left false clues and even gave her sister a hug. This lovely lady here was killed by one of these fellows, yeah. And he killed the sister. I'll read part of the story. And look, there's a wedding dress that the other sister... It's a cold and calculating murderer who killed his midwife lover and then tried to pin the blame on his brother-in-law has been jailed for life. So as you can see, there's the victim, here. There's the brother-in-law. There's the killer. There's his wife. So, the landscape gardener hid her body in his van, and during an intense rage, he killed her. Secret affair. She was posing in an unused wedding dress, which she tried to sell on Facebook. She bought a wedding dress. He killed her. He pretended to be out looking for her. He hugged the sister and said, "Oh, you know, we're gonna find her." And when he was going out to find her, he was burying her. But it's just like people in the world. And then you get pictures of Holly from Holly Willoughby looking all Holly Willoughby like. Yeah, there's a lot of jarring stuff that happened in the Metro, really, isn't there? You got talk about I'm a Celeb on here. There is some I'm a Celeb news actually. I believe Barrowman's involved. This story about Michelle Obama saying that she has imposter syndrome is something that imposter syndrome is supposed to be when you feel like you don't belong somewhere. I mean, I feel like they're on this planet, or it feels like you've got to a certain level of success or fame, for example, and you don't feel like you deserve it. And she keeps saying that she has imposter syndrome and she doesn't feel like she should be taken seriously, but she is And also, you know, I didn't say this yesterday, but George W. Bush Sr. died on Sunday, and that's a pretty big deal. And I mean, he wasn't the best president, but he was my most fun president. That president was on The Simpsons. I mean, Tony Blair's been on The Simpsons. It's not a high bar, but back when it was good, he was on The Simpsons. Also got some stories here from Guilty Pleasures. Nothing in particular. Metro Moments today is unfortunately. I've got the intro set up. But there's nothing really in there. This story about a lady in India who has been facing trial for public obscenity after wearing this dress, showing off her legs a little bit. After showing this off. Hello there, Black Widow. Meet me, Niaz. You're very demanding, mate. It showed her dresses. Apparently, and it says here, sexual harassment is commonplace in Egypt, yet women face jail for wearing slightly revealing clothes. This hypocrisy, backed up by religion, can be found all over the world. And someone that said the dress is not much different from what Egyptian actresses used to wear in the 70s. People have got more extreme under the current dictatorship and economic crisis. It's just a dress. And I believe, unfortunately, today for Metro Moments, that's about it. We didn't there isn't much in here that was fun that I really wanted to talk about. There's a lot of like just shootings and stabbings and like there's this story which I was going to talk about in other news, but a Dutch man has lost his legal battle to shave 20 years off his age following a ruling that he is still 69. Emil Ratelband was told by an Arnhem court that amending his birth date was impossible, but he can act 49 if he feels like it. And I mean, there isn't really much more in here, unfortunately, because a lot of it is just really depressing news, unfortunately, and we don't try not to do the depression here on Fowl Original News Round. So unfortunately, that's enough for Metro Moments for today. So thank you for joining me for Metro Moments. Today. And if you want to help support the channel and help my hilarious segments, hope they're hilarious. Hope so. Where's my goddamn gold ring? Where's my Metro? Then you can go to fowloriginal.com. If you go to fowloriginal.com, you will see my you will see my big old bird face. See my big old bird face? You can go ahead and click support the channel. When you click support the channel, you can go ahead and click the donate button and become a Patreon. If you click the donate button, it will take you through to a PayPal donation page. Once you get there, you can go ahead and say, give me $5 and say with me, everyone, make this a monthly donation, help support my content on the regs. Fowl Originals News Round, Fowl Original Wrestling, all the other bits and bobs that I do on the internet. If you want to make it a one-off, let's just say, I am Niaz. Yeah, Niaz, you got millions of pounds. Where's my £1,000,000? Where's my where's my iPhone? Oh no, happened before. Where's my iPhone? Yeah, where's my office? Did that last time. I need to remember that I've got like full things stacked up now. Now I'm gonna take you to the next segment. And so we also, of course, we love the Twitters over here. So we're gonna take you through to our next segment, which is this segment. Welcome to Twitter time. Here we are in Twitter time land. Got the iPhone X Max safe. So in Twitter time, we have a look at the trending moments and things that are happening on the Twitters. So let's take you to the Twitter moments right now. If I can get that. This is what I need to do. I need to switch that off so that when I do this, I don't accidentally bam. So we're in Twitter time. We have I'm a Celeb fans loved seeing Emily shoot her shot at Jamie Redknapp. Emily attack certainly didn't hide her interest in Harry Redknapp's son on Tuesday's episode of I'm a celeb. Great. Nigel Farage is leaving UKIP. The former UKIP leader revealed he's leaving the party, saying it is not the Brexit party our nation so badly needs. One like. Who's liking this? Why have you liked this? Why hosting the Oscars is being dubbed the least wanted job. And local news team gets their revenge on Piers Morgan. We'll pop that on. And fans share memories of Rhino after he's fired by the WWE. And of course, Captain Marvel's trailer, which has been released. And I think that is it for this evening. Yes, so let's get you in. Local news teams get their revenge on Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan can go off on a tangent or take a bit of time to express his opinion on Good Morning Britain. This can often throw the timings of the show off and leave local news presenters waiting. They've now got their revenge. Here we go. So this is my local region. Oh. Come on, Piers, you goddamn mental. Here we go. So we come in after Piers. So yeah, it seems as if they're now playing tricks on them from all the different regions. This is fantastic. There's another one. Oh, fantastic. Like that is how you take, yeah, stupid situation and make fun of it. Oh, no sound. Oh, I didn't put the sound on. Oh, Niaz, you missed out on some hilarity. Let's take you back to that real quick actually. Let's take you back. Let's take you back. So as you can see, Piers Morgan's going on his rant. So this is from my region. Let's see if I can.
They always know that my rants keep
vegans. They're vegans in the region.
Yeah.
The boys
are
ready
all
for
regional
action.
news people.
Oh, let's go that.
Makes them hangry when I go on a rant.
Come on,
It would be nice if we
Piers,
could see their
come on.
faces around the
It
country
would be.
right now
Actually,
as they're waiting
you know what?
for you to stop
Thanks, Mia.
We
talking.
should have little cameras on all of them as they wait minute after
They're
minute
like this.
to do
You
the
know
news.
this show
Right?
is
It's furious with me as I rant about vegans. Morning regions.
Now here's the news, travel and weather where you are. We'll see you in a moment.
So let's see the ending there link from the national show to the local regions. My local region, Central. So this was this morning, 6 o'clock.
No wonder this planet is going so nuts.
And here's another one.
To us in 2 minutes, apparently.
2 minutes, Piers. Yeah, right.
And this is another one. She's cleaning. Oh, hello. Who are you? And then here's another one. And that's it. As I said, thank you for the big catch over there, Niaz. This time I didn't even show you any of it. You got the sound, you didn't get the picture. Do you know what? Because I'm an idiot. So that's fine. You get the general idea. Oh.
2 minutes.
And also in Twitter time, fans share memories of Rhino after he's fired by the WWE. In a WWE Raw storyline, spoilers for tomorrow's weekly wrestling recap. Storyline, Rhino took on Heath Slater with the stipulation that the loser will be fired from the company. There are multiple reports that he announced his retirement from wrestling in front of the live crowd during the subsequent commercial break, which is so sad. And we're getting, I got kids. That was Baron Corbin. There he is, ECW champ, hardcore champ, SmackDown Tag Team champ. and Heath Slater, his tag team partner, beat him, and he is now Rhino is now retired from the wrestling, from the Graps. And where does Rhino go now? Retirement, SmackDown, contract up, getting released. Rhino fired, and he goes to get some words with him.
Excuse me, Rhino? Rhino, per the stipulations of your match, you were just fired. Just wanted to see if I could get your reaction of what just happened.
Oh, he's not going to give us any reaction because he's the man beast. Also in Twitter time, we have this story, which if you haven't already seen it, the Captain Marvel trailer, pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. Just saw it just before the show. Figured I'd catch up. The new teaser attempts to explain why Captain Marvel will not age between her experiences in her solo debut film set in the 1990s and the upcoming Avengers film. Now, people have been poring over every single tiny frame of this trailer, and they've got some theories. And there's trailer. Everything begins with a hero. She starts beating up the Skrulls. Now, if Captain Marvel is supposed to be based on the later 80s, early 90s, and she's in her 20s, then isn't she basically around Tony's age, except she's like Steve, where her age slows down? So, if Brie Larson is young in 1995 Captain Marvel, will she age when we see her in Avengers 4? And then they're like, oh, there's a bit of Kree blood in her nose. What's this? Kree Empire? Kree blood transfusion? And then we all know Carol had to fall into the Kree's armada somehow. Our trailer shows the making of Captain Marvel by the Kree on Hala. You could live stronger, longer, stronger, superior. You were reborn. Okay, so gonna guess Captain Marvel doesn't age in human rates. I assume she'll have no memories, reborn, falls back to Earth. She'll feel out of time in 95. By 2018, I guess she's just been in space this whole time. So Captain Marvel, Carol was made stronger by the Kree and they experimented on her and made it so she lives longer life. That's why she doesn't age from then until Avengers 4. Remember when Guardians of the Galaxy was good because they didn't obsess over setting up backstory that didn't matter. I don't care if Captain Marvel lost her memory being a Kree, whatever. She got the power lasers from her arms and she punched go with that. And how does Samuel L. Jackson not age? He and Captain Marvel looking younger than he did in Pulp Fiction. All the crazy, and it's great. Marvel is building towards a Black Panther, Captain Marvel-led universe, eschewing the old guard as they age out the roles. I'll be stunned if Captain Marvel isn't a huge success like Black Panther. And check out Brie Larson as a noble warrior hero in the latest trailer for Captain Marvel. Just check it out. Nick Fury's the only one attached to the cat. Chewie, there you go. They got a cat. That's the end of Twitter time for today. It's been a very, very offhand show. Very, very offhand show. Let's take you to our next segment. Our last segment of the evening, which is this. Hello again. Welcome to In Other News here on Fowl Originals News Round, where we talk about other news in other news. So we are going to very, very quickly, rapid fire, go through some stories that I wanted to very, very briefly talk about, which is this and this. And of course, we've already kind of spoken about it. But I think that, and there we go. One more story, which I feel is just funny story. So anyway, let's go to our first story in other news. Met police officer could be charged for ramming moped. So we saw, and this is 5 hours ago, we saw some footage, the Met saying the drivers are specially trained and aimed to end pursuits before the riders or members. So this is a video of mopeds being taken down by specially trained police officers in cars. And you can see they ram the moped to get the people off the moped. It's really, really scary. It looks like, yeah, they're just kind of nudging it and bumping it. But oh my God, doesn't that look like something that would potentially kill someone at some point? Like, look, there's another car and they use tactics to get them off their bikes. Like, I don't understand if they're kind of just doing that, but there's 2 people on that moped. Now, the officers that carried out the so-called contact to stop the 17-year-old from riding dangerously, because the boy was not wearing a helmet, he was admitted to hospital with serious head injuries but later discharged. Decision is due over whether evidence gathered by the police watchdog should be passed to prosecutors. If he is prosecuted, the officer could be charged with actual bodily harm or grievous bodily harm. The Met could also decide if there is a case to answer for misconduct, which could result in dismissal. Now, the tactics police officers using their vehicles are not moped thieves off their bikes, even during high-speed pursuits, have proved controversial. Now, impunity from is not guaranteed. So, investigation by the Independent Office of Police Conduct said the boy later pled guilty to 5 offences at a youth court. The crash happened at 2:15 in the morning. Now, the boy pled to 5 offences, including theft, dangerous driving, driving without a licence. Ultimately, no police tactic can ever be used with impunity in a country where we police by consent, be that tactical contact, the use of firearms, or the use of restraint. It is always a matter of whether it's reasonable and proportionate in the circumstances. Now, the Met said it was actively targeting moped criminals, but it could be wrong to offer guarantees in every case. Independent scrutiny is a vital part of public confidence. As you can see, another crime, someone on a moped just stealing someone's phone out of their hand. The watchdog also confirmed it was investigating a second tactical contact case involving another Met officer where an adult was taken off his moped in Ealing, West London last March. Tactics has been used 60 times since January by the Met, 60 times in its fight against moped crime. And it said that there have been 3 injuries following pursuits by officers, but not all were due to tactical contact. And the Met has said it self-referred all instances to the IOPC, Independent Police Crimes Commission. And senior officers have defended the use of tactical contact, saying it was needed to stop dangerous chases and has helped reduce moped crime in London by more than a third. The manoeuvre has also been backed by Prime Minister Theresa May, who said a robust response was needed from police to what she described as a growing problem of people using mopeds to commit crimes such as bag and phone snatching. But Labour, especially Diane Abbott, has raised concerns about the approach, saying it's potentially very dangerous. And the day that someone dies from that will be the day that someone dies from that will be the day that it ends. It's, oh no, I forgot. I've forgotten. Oh, god damn it, Fowl. Let's come back. There we go. Luckily I turned off the sound that time. Smart Fowl. Also in other news, rapid fire. We have this story, which is Albert Einstein's God letter sells for $2.9 million. And the letter is God is a clear statement of Einstein's religious beliefs. A handwritten letter by Albert Einstein in which he grapples with the concept of religion, a smash prediction, and sold for nearly $2.9 million, £2.3 million. So-called God letter was written in 1954, was expected to fetch $1.5 million. The Nobel Prize-winning scientist, then 74, wrote the 1.5-page note to German philosopher Erich Gutkind in response to one of his works. It is seen as a key statement in the debate between science and religion. This remarkably candid private letter was written a year before Einstein's death and remains the most fully articulated expression of his religious and philosophical views. It fetched almost double the auction house predicted price of between 1 to 1.5 million. In the letter, written in his native German, Einstein takes issue with the belief in God. The word God is for me nothing but the expression and product of human weaknesses, he writes. The Bible, a collection of venerable but still rather primitive legends. It continues, no interpretation, no matter how subtle, can, for me, change anything about this. The physicist also muses on his own Jewish identity, writing that it is, like all other religions, an incarnation of primitive superstition. The Jewish people, to whom I gladly belong, and in whose mentality I feel profoundly anchored, still for me does not have any different kind of dignity from all other peoples. It's not the first time that his letters have been put up for auction. A note written to an Italian chemistry student who refused to meet him sold for $6,100, and also some other letters that you have, including a 1928 note, which went for $103,000, which set out his thoughts for his third stage of the theory of relativity. And in 2017, a note in which he gave advice on happy living sold for $1.56 million in Jerusalem. And a single sentence, it reads, $1.56 million, a calm and humble life will bring more happiness than the pursuit of success and the constant restlessness that comes with it. Give me an easy life, Albert Einstein. And that's all in other news tonight as well, because we are running very, very quickly out of time. I want to say thank you again to everyone that has popped along tonight. It is always a pleasure to invite me into your homes. Hello, the Lagoon. How you doing? And I want to say thank you to all of you. If you're watching, subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, thumbs up the video. If you're watching on Twitch, go ahead and follow, and you can also share it out. If you're watching on Periscope, thank you very much. If you're watching on Twitter, thank you very much as well. I will be not doing a news round tomorrow because I have a virtual reality headset coming, and I mean, that is one of the reasons why we would cancel news round. But we will be back on Thursday with news round, and we'll be talking about Article 13 and some other bits and bobs. Feel free to send me some stuff. Hello there, Festive Bandit. Feel free to send me anything via Fowl_Original. Thank you for joining again, Festive Bandit. And as we end the show, we will end the show the only way I know how, which is with some kind of thing which will probably get me copyright struck. But first, go to fowloriginal.com. If you go to fowloriginal.com, you'll see my big old bird face. See my big old bird face? Go ahead and click support the channel. When you click support the channel, it'll take you through to two options. You can click the PayPal donation button. Click that button. It will take you through to a PayPal donation page. You can go ahead and say, give me, I don't know, $5, and say it with me, everyone. Make it a monthly donation to help support my content on the regs. That's Fowl Original's News Round, Fowl Original Wrestling, all the other bits and bobs that I do on the internet. Now, if you want to make it one-off, you can do that as well and say, I am the Eggman. I am the Walrus. Cuckoo, 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 cuckoo. Today, our top stories were Halt Brexit by revoking Article 50. Oh, we're transitioning. Come on, you can do it. Transition. You can do it. You can. Oh, there you go. And also our other story, which was Odeon tickets, £40. How can you defend that? As I said, we will leave you with something. And as we started it with this, we will end it like this. I'm sure I'll get copyright struck for this. It's got to be owned by someone. No one would not. This is actually, what about this? This might be better. Think about this today. As you can see, I make the show on the live, so we'll see. And yeah, if I turn off my audio here, let's just test it. And I think, let's go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ron. Got one more thing. You might remember this show, Ron. Actually, you might remember this show. I said, I hope that you're liking the new ways which we're looking. This TV show used to come on when I was a kid. Well, not really. A lot of these, I was not a child when this came on. Not a child. But let's take you over to this Little Mouse on the Prairie. So thank you everyone for joining me tonight. You can go ahead and thumbs up the video, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. You can go ahead and give me some hearts if you're watching on Periscope. Also, if you would like to help, go to fowloriginal.com to help support the channel. I keep saying it, but if you want to get a Christmas card, I'll be putting out my email address. You can go ahead and ask for that. I'll be sending them out very, 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 very soon. Little Mouse on the Prairie. Adventure will be fun. Little Mouse on the Prairie. Oh, there's more in this. There's way more. But anyway, I'm going to end the show there. So this has been Fowl Original. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And join me on Thursday or tomorrow for Weekly Wrestling Recap happening at 8 PM. Bye.